I hope you can hear me. I'm doing this live. I said I wasn't going to do one until the 10th, but I just have something I wanted to speak on, and I hope someone, you know, sees that I'm alive and comes and join me. I sent out an invitation to someone, but anyway, the topic I want to speak on is, um, you know, about women going to foreign countries to have cosmetic surgery done. A quick little thing I'll tell you about. We had a family scare. One of my twin daughters, the one you never see me post a lot about, she doesn't like to be posted. She doesn't do things. She's very calm. She works, saves her money, the whole 9 yards. And she went with a friend, a young girl who was 20 years old, and it was herself and it's supposed to be other girls going. But at the last minute, the others, I think the other three or four others that were supposed to go, they said they weren't going to go. And to make a long story short, they went to Colombia, South America. I had reservations about her going when I found out it was in South America, in Colombia. And I kind of figured, but I I think I've been over. Well, I've been told I'm overprotected. I was when my son was younger. They said I was overprotective of him, and you know it it just So I try not to be an overpowering grandmother because they have a able-bodied mother and father, so that's their children. I said let them you know handle things the way they see fit to handle them. And anyway, they so I had my reservations. I did not I did not I did not express my apprehensions about her going. Just I found out her and her friend were going. Make a long story short, they went, they landed, they went to the resort hotel, and they met someone at the resort who speaks English. So he offered to take them to a place where they could have a party at a bar or something where they could party. And he took them there. And this was a guy that worked at the resort they were in, and they they were at this bar and the guy was there, and I'm not sure of the details, but I know they were robbed. They were robbed of their cell phones, their money, and I thought it was their passports, but luckily they weren't. They said they still had their passports because they left them in their rooms. They went partying, and they were robbed of all their money and their cell phones, their Apple Watches. And my granddaughter had just bought a phone, and she had her Apple Watch on because her mother tracks them. Her mother tracks her and her sister when they go out when they're out of anywhere where they go, which they go to parties or whatever. The mother has a tracker on, so when you're on the plane, they put you on airplane mode. They can't track you when you're on air airplane mode. But when you land, you can track. You can be able to track a person. And they were robbed. And they were robbed. They couldn't call back. They called the embassy. I told my daughter-in-law to call the embassy. The embassy said because my granddaughter was 21, they couldn't do anything or give any information to to the mother because she was an adult. She was 21 years of age. The other girl she went with, she was only 20. And her mother didn't even know she had left town. And I say this without being racial, but her friend was a white child, which doesn't make it any less because I prayed for both of them to be returned safely. What happened? You know, I say this because we as black parents, we don't do that. We don't do that. Our children, no matter how old they are, if they live with us, they have to be they have to account for where they're going and what they're going to be doing, how long they're going to be gone. Now, this girl, she went out of the country, and all she told her mother is, "I'll be back Friday." And the mother said, "Okay." The girl's mother said, "Okay." Now, I didn't learn all of this out until this morning, you know. And like I said, I try not to be overprotective because I am overbearing on my kids. But um, you know, things just things happen. And I try not to do it. And I knew the mother had the tracker on the phone, but she got a call, which early our morning, I don't know how many what time difference, uh, Medellin is in. She wound up in the town of Medellin. Medellin, I hope I'm saying it right, but Medellin, that's where the cartel is. And I found out that when you go to have procedures in South America, you go into the Medellin area, and which is under the control of drug cartels. So their phones were taken, their their watches, their Apple watches, whatever else they had, money was taken, and so we didn't hear anything from them. But I'm learning all this morning, you know, and so the young lady that you know that the my granddaughter was with. Now they had other friends, about 5 or 6, maybe 8 friends who were gonna go, but for some reason they canceled at the last minute. So I don't know if these young people told their parents where they were gonna go, and their parents asked them were they crazy, which I would have asked my daughter. But like I said, I'm trying not to be a meddling grandmother, meddling grandmother. You know, their mother and my son, they're adults. They're both in their 40s. And so I let them handle it. But like I said, I had a very uneasy feeling about it because I thought they were going to go down there, smoke weed, and, do what they do up here when they go out. And uh, I didn't have a clue that they would be robbed and we'd be looking for them. But um, thank thank God they were found and they were okay. You know, they they were okay. So uh, they weren't hurt. They weren't any of that, and they weren't. So we were blessed with that. They made it back to the resort where they were staying. The phone, the mother tracked, my daughter-in-law tracked the phone to a whole nother town. And one of my granddaughter's friends, who's Hispanic, he talked to the person. He tracked the phone, and the person picked up the phone because he had a Hispanic name, and he picked up the phone, and he told the guy that the phone was stolen, and he asked the guy where he got it from. The same night they stole it, at the wherever they were, the guy who stole it took it and asked and sold it. And the man who bought it, he said that he bought it for two bottles of beer. He gave it to him for 2 bottles of beer. I don't think I don't think he said that what the United States would be to be tracked. And I think he was going to keep the phone and probably get somebody to break it. That's just my estimation. But he brought the phone back. The phone was supposedly taken back to the hotel where the girls were staying. I don't know what happened with the girl, but my daughter-in-law said that the young girl's mother didn't know that she had left, and so said I mentioned the fact that she was white, and no offense meant because the children get along. Nobody's hating it. So stayed on the resort, and she never went anywhere. Please, she never went anywhere unless they were on the point of this video is Americans are going for cosmetic surgery. Excuse me. Excuse the these people are going out of the country for to get these cosmetic procedures done. The cost is low. The quoted cost to you is low, but the high cost you may pay because these and this isn't the only country. Colombia have warnings out now, I think coming from the State Department, for Americans not to go to the Caribbean island robbed because they think because me that was younger, she had heard that money was rolling down the street in America. And I told her, that's a lie. I said, I've lived here all my life and I've never seen a penny roll down the street. And I said, where I come from, if somebody drops money, your best bet is not to try to pick it up because they're going to pick it up. They're going to pick their money up. Nobody is leaving money in the street. America is hard. It's a good country, but it's a hard country. You have to work. If you don't work, you won't have anything. And she laughed. She said she understood it. And it was like really weird. It was just, and people go there. And this young lady took with her money, an amount of money, and she went to have veneers put on her teeth. And that comes to the point of the video. Our healthcare system is unre I can't say the word, but it's beyond fixing. It'll never be fixed the way it is. People are risking their lives going to towns that are a town where it's controlled by drug cartels and things. Work like low veneers. Yes, it is it's some black girls, but mostly Anglo girls. You know, white Anglo Saxon American. If you don't know what an Anglo, as mothers, we got to teach our children, and especially of girls, we have to teach our children that you're beautiful just the way you are. There's nothing wrong with your lips, hair. There's nothing wrong with it. It's you. It's about the inner body and the inner beauty of oneself. This is what we need to teach our daughters so they won't go into it or won't have their butt lift, have, so it's things we need to teach our children. And besides watching the Housewives of Atlanta and all of that reality TV nonsense, no, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's not worth it. So I'm asking people to, you know, please maybe a little flat behind, behind, but learn to embrace. We need to learn to embrace. Takes a lot to raise kids, and the battle is never ending. We can sit and you know to have faith in themselves, in their beauty. They're beautiful. Their hair is beautiful. You're seeing so much. What's going on? Anyway, um, you know, we thought we thought my granddaughter was. I'm like, oh my God, they are going to kidnap her for money. They're going to kidnap her because they think that we're rich. They think because they come from America that everybody has a rich parent. So it's crazy. Hey, under the weather. I just had to come on to see that, and I hope everybody sees this. I really, people see this and can accept what I'm saying. You know, happiness and love and all that good stuff. And please leave your comments and tell me your opinion of the matter.